Here are the 2025 Toyota Crown Signia. This is the XLE in Storm Cloud and the Limited in Oxford White. They only option these two trims with 3 more color palettes, which is black finish line red and bronze age. I'm going to go over the differences between the two and see if it's worth that $4,000 difference in price to go from the XLE to the Limited. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and right off the bat you're going to notice a lot of similarities to the front fascia. Starting in the front is going to have the projected LED headlights and daytime runnings that integrate into the top portion of the grille, the lower in-your-face portion of the grille, giving that RX style. With front and rear parking sensors going into the Limited trim, you can also tick the box for the 360-degree reverse camera, which we have, and you can only get that on the Limited trim. 6.7 inches of clearance are on both. Auto leveling headlamp assembly comes on the Limited trim, but both power options are going to be the same. It's a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder hybrid that's giving us a combined of 240 horsepower paired to the ECVT transmission. Now the 0 to 60 is in the 7-second margin, but this is more for luxury, for that upscale wagon slash SUV, because you don't want to get the Crown Sedan, you want something lifted up a little bit more. Check this out. Your MPGs, 39 MPGs for the city and 37 MPGs for the highway, with a combined of 38 MPGs, which is pretty impressive for the size of the vehicle. The XLE starts with a 19-inch wheel. The 21-inch wheel is only going to be on the Limited trim. The glossy black around the fenders and the lower skirt, side view mirror, and the window housing is going to be standard on all trims, with LED integrated turn signals on the side view mirror, heated, power folding, as well as Toyota Safety Sense 3.0. And there is a twist to that. When you go from the XLE to the Limited, you can add features to your safety settings. It's going to come standard with a total of 8 airbags. But a con for me is going into the Limited, you still have to option features. For me, if you're only going to option 2 trims, why not just give 1 trim and let somebody pick the features that they want? It'd be a little bit easier, and then I could kind of swallow that $4 grand extra that you're going to be spending. But let me know what you think about that. Standard 2,700 pounds of towing, standard LED taillights that integrate into the whole rear with the smaller Toyota badging, and the larger Crown script gloss black is going to be on both of the rears. And when you're starting to think about the standard features that you get, it is good. But again, is it really worth that extra $4 grand? When you go into the Limited, you get a digital rear view mirror. You can only option that as well on the Limited trim. And going against competition like Honda, Hyundai, even Mazda, they're not going to make something this size at that price. Standard power liftgate going into 25.8 cubic feet, which is 1 cubic feet more than the Limited trim. Bag holders here on the side. Underneath the floor, can have a little bit of storage capacity. The nice thing is you can fold the rear bench in the back at a 40-60 split. That's going to maximize cargo to 68.8 cubic feet. But a cool feature is you can fold these up so it won't hit the back of the seats, and it'll fold out flat as well, so it will actually give you a little bit more space for the length. The XLE will get a standard 10-way power seat adjustment for the driver, 8-way power seat adjustment for the passenger. Heated ventilated front seats is standard. Memory for the driver. The XLE is going to have a little bit more headroom. The same leg room. It is going to be a driver-focused setup, but you're going to have a lot of Lexus components implemented, as well as the Crown, starting with the gold trim that goes into the gauge cluster and the infotainment screen. 6 speakers is standard. Auto dimming rear view mirror is standard. You can option things like this dash cam so you don't have to install them yourself. Pano moonroof, that's only going to be on the Limited trim. And the 12.3 has wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming Bluetooth audio. Put it into reverse, standard reverse camera. The Limited can option the 360-degree reverse camera with full trajectory for the front and the rear. And when you push this button right here, you get the bird's eye view, and this will also add the aluminum kick plates. Digital rear view mirror comes into play for the Limited, as well as that large pano moonroof. Standard dual climate control settings, as well as a leather heated steering wheel, multi-function. The paddle shifts The gauge cluster is going to have the same layout, which you can go through an array of information and different content for the driver, including Toyota Safety Sense 3.0, and you can change out the little blanks in the center, even including the navigation. With a standard wireless charging pad, a total of 5 USB ports found throughout, and the key fob for the new Crown Signia. You can remove that, so it's going to be a larger tray or storage area, and you can close it in, and now you have a key fob area. The gold is going to come into play for the gear lever. Driving mode select, you have a total of 3 different driving modes, including a custom mode, which you'll go over here, and you can make it as sport derived as you like. Soft to touch, opens up as a 2-tier with a storage bin and the USB port tucked underneath. 11 speakers through JBL sound system. And the dash and door panel will configure in together, one touch up and down for all the windows, and the same style is going to be on the XLE with the same size storage pocket. And none of them will have a pass-through or a sleeve for storage, which is a con to me. Headroom and leg room. And another con is that the Limited doesn't come standard with the 360-degree reverse camera. The Limited trim rear is going to have a little bit less headroom, but you're still taken care of with leg room, storage, 2 USB ports, air vents, cup holders with armrests. That large panel actually comes into the back. The door pocket is going to be a little different because we have the JBL sound system. Heated rear seats is standard, soft to touch with a cup or beverage holder carved out. Sliding into the center, the floor isn't flat. You can either share some feet space or you can maximize the way you sit back here, making it a little bit more pleasurable for the occupants next to you for butt, leg, and shoulder space. Headroom is going to be a little bit more compromised, whereas on the XLE, there is no issue there. You're going to have the same leg, butt, shoulder, knee space. Sliding over here, so you can see the difference in headroom. 240 horsepower with standard all-wheel drive, and you're getting a standard 39 mpgs for the city. Maneuverability is not going to be an issue, as well as performance. But because of this traffic, this is why you want a hybrid. 38 mpgs combined. So even navigating, whether you're mashing on the gas, mashing on the brake, you're getting great mpgs. You could get a point A to point B safely because we also have Toyota Safety Sense 3.0. When you go into the Limited, you can start optioning features, which is definitely a pro for me. But then when I'm thinking about these two side by side, the major difference really is the wheels and the features. Just like I said, is it worth that extra $4,000? And once you tack on features, it's more like $7,000, $8,000, especially if you change different paint configuration like we have in this review. And they only option 5 different colors, which I'm okay with that because nowadays most people are a little bit bland. They only want black, white, silver. At least you're still getting red and you get a bronze aged look. So it is kind of cool in a sense. The seat comfort is good. Cushions are nice. Leather is standard on both trims. And I mean, near 7 inches of clearance, around 7 seconds 0 to 60. So all in all, it's a practical, everyday vehicle, family oriented if you're at a near 50 grand price. And turn radius at a stop point is going to be 2 and a part lane, near 3 lanes. Let's rock and roll. That's what I mean by it's quick enough, and I'm still getting near 40 mpgs, which is crazy. But then on the con, either way you go with these 2 trims, you're at a $50,000-ish price. You can consider the Corolla Cross, you can consider the RAV4, the Highlander, the Grand Highlander. I mean, they got a ton of SUVs. The 4Runner and the Land Cruiser, which are very similar in vehicles because now they don't offer a 3rd row, in which I kind of would like to see another 3rd row variant, maybe this size, but lift it up a little bit. But let me know if that's something that you would like to see. And when you're considering, Lexus already has the RX and the NX. You're just putting a lot of competition on your brand. Now both trims have the 3 driving modes. So in Eco, it's going to hold the pedal a bit, put it into Sport, and it actually just opens up, giving you actual power to move the vehicle. So just depending on how much MPGs you want to get, you'll probably get a couple more if you go into eco, but you're going to have a little bit more fun putting it into sport. Now the limited trim, how does the ride feel opposed to those 19-inch because we have 21-inch upgraded wheels? It actually feels very similar. You'll hear some of the road noise come in a little bit more so, but the sound deadening on both trims is great. The power is good, and I'm still getting near 40 mpgs. However, when you change it into eco like you saw, it does make it a little bit harder to drive it. I would say keep it on a normal driving mode until you get used to the engagement of the vehicle, and then you can change it into your eco, normal, or sport so you can play with it. Because if you drive all the time in sport, the vehicle is going to register that you just want to mash on the gas all the time, and that's not the case. You want to get great mpgs, you want to be lifted up, you want to sit on luxury, you want all the amenities. Crown Signia actually is ticking the box for all that. But on the con, not a lot of storage. It is going to be a little tight, meaning my legs, I'm 6'3", I'm kind of using the door panel and the center cluster to relax. There isn't any manual cushion extensions, there's no option for it either. And when you're thinking about two option tiers, I mean, like I was saying at the beginning of the review, it would be better you just say Crown Signia and you let the person pick their features and charge a little bit less, because a $4,000 difference between the two, I'm only seeing maybe 9 or 10 different things that is for that price. So when you put that, divide 4 by 10, I mean, that's a lot of money per feature. I do like that we're getting ventilated heated front seats, leather seats, heated steering wheel, heated rear seats. But then in the same category, you're over $54,000 to just add a couple features in the paint choice, which they only give you 5 different color configurations. It's awesome that it's all-wheel drive and you're getting great MPGs, but as a total package, you can start looking at Lexus. I do like the Crown Signia, don't get me wrong. I just feel like when you pack this segment so much with SUVs, you become competition within your own brand and even going into your luxury brand. And because there's only 2 different trims, why not just give us an a la carte option? Well, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video, merchandise, website, and Instagram. Leave a comment and a like, and I'd like to thank Gettle Stadium Toyota for giving us the all-new 2025 Toyota Crown Signia, the XLE versus the Limited, for our car review.